The film opens on a dragon trapper ship. Hiccup and Toothless infiltrate it to rescue captured dragons, with Hiccup wearing a suit of dragon scales to walk through fire. They are joined by Astrid, Snotlout, Fishlegs, and Roughnut and Toughnut, all wearing scale suits and riding in on their dragons to fight the trappers. The heroes free the dragons and escape, unaware that they have left one behind. The dragon riders return to Berk, which is now wildly overpopulated with dragons that they have rescued over the last year, with one new dragon knocking over a whole row of dragon towers. Hiccup has been leading the villagers as chief, but he still doesn't feel that he is the chief his father was. Meanwhile, Valka has been helping train other dragons. Gobber suggests that Hiccup and Astrid should get married soon, but neither of them feels they are ready in their relationship to take that step. A notorious dragon slayer called Grimmel the Grizzly arrives to meet with the warlords who have been capturing dragons. When they tell Grimmel about Hiccup and Toothless, he finds himself surprised, as he had believed to have slain every last Night Fury. The warlords show Grimmel the dragon that was left behind, a white Night Fury. He decides to use her as bait to draw Toothless to him, and he doesn't worry about Hiccup since Grimmel sees him as just a boy in over his head. We see a flashback of a young Hiccup with Stoic, who tells his son about the legend of a hidden world of dragons. He had hoped to find it so that he could end the fighting between Vikings and dragons. When Toothless ventures out by himself at night, he encounters the Light Fury. She captures his attention, and he begins to pursue her. Hiccup and Astrid come across them, but they startle her and she fires a blast in their direction before she vanishes into thin air. Toothless falls in love with the Light Fury, which Hiccup can see. He takes Toothless and Toughnut, who wants to give Hiccup relationship advice, back into the woods to look for her. But Hiccup manages to detect one of Grimmel's traps before it catches Toothless. He brings back a tranquilizer dart they found. Rhett recognizes the work of Grimmel, cautioning Hiccup that the trap they found was likely intended to lead them back to him. That evening, Hiccup discovers that Grimmel had sneaked into his home and seemingly tranquilized Toothless. Grimmel demands that Hiccup surrender Toothless, expressing his belief that humans and dragons shouldn't coexist, considering humans superior. To Hiccup's surprise, it turns out that Grimmel had shot Fishlegs. Hiccup's friends and family emerge to ambush Grimmel, but he unleashes his acid-spitting death grippers, causing chaos in Hiccup's home. Realizing that Grimmel poses a threat and their land is no longer safe, Hiccup gathers the Berkians. Some villagers hesitate to leave their homes, but Hiccup assures them that they are still Berk, no matter where they reside. Unfortunately, Grimmel had anticipated their departure, and with the reluctant assistance of the warlords, he continues to track Toothless while producing more venom to tranquilize dragons. The Berkians, accompanied by their dragons, embark on a journey to a temporary island refuge. The Light Fury appears to follow them but disappears after accidentally knocking Hiccup off Toothless' back, mistaking him for an enemy. She reappears later that night, and Toothless attempts to court her with silly dances, but she remains unimpressed. However, Toothless captivates her by drawing her face in the sand. Sadly, she flies away again upon noticing Hiccup, and Toothless, hindered by his damaged fin, cannot pursue her. Hiccup decides to fix and paint the fin black, enabling Toothless to search for the Light Fury. Valka, riding Cloudjumper, ensures they weren't followed by the Death Grippers. They encounter the Death Grippers, who attempt to attack and bring them down, but the pair manages to escape and return to warn Hiccup. Meanwhile, Toothless locates the Light Fury and they take flight together, with the Light Fury impressing Toothless by demonstrating her ability to camouflage herself using her fire breath. With the help of the Light Fury, Toothless harnesses his own lightning power to achieve a similar effect. They continue flying until the Light Fury leads Toothless to a magnificent waterfall. Upon discovering that Grimmel is hot on their trail, Hiccup takes charge, guiding the dragon riders to intercept him. However, Grimmel had anticipated their move, setting a trap that ensnares them. He releases his death grippers to capture them, but they manage to elude their grasp and escape. Unfortunately, they unknowingly leave Roughnut behind, only realizing their mistake upon returning to the island. Feeling the pressure to find an alternative solution to stop Grimmel, Hiccup notices that Toothless has not returned. Astrid reminds him that he had granted Toothless his freedom to be with the Light Fury. Meanwhile, Grimmel grows increasingly irritated by Roughnut's incessant chatter and eventually decides to set her free. Unbeknownst to him, Roughnut inadvertently reveals their new location, allowing Grimmel to closely track her movements. Hiccup and Astrid embark on Stormflies back in search of Toothless. They stumble upon the waterfall and are swiftly carried down into the hidden dragon world, a vast and breathtaking place. They witness Hiccup assuming the role of Alpha, commanding all the dragons, with the Light Fury officially becoming his mate. The other dragons notice Hiccup and Astrid's presence and chase after them. Toothless and Stormfly come to their rescue, scooping them up and making their escape. Hiccup begins to consider that perhaps the Berkians couldn't coexist with the dragons in their world and that the dragons belong in their hidden sanctuary. Meanwhile, Roughnut returns to the village, unknowingly leading Grimmel and his men, along with the Death Grippers, back with her. They launch another attack, successfully capturing Toothless and the Light Fury. With their alpha in Grimmel's grasp, the other dragons are compelled to follow him. Grimmel threatens to kill the Light Fury if Hiccup attempts to intervene. Feeling despondent, Hiccup views himself as a failure as chief. Astrid offers her unwavering support to Hiccup, reminding him that she was the first person to believe in him and will always be there to lift him up. Hiccup rallies his friends, donning their dragon suits, and takes flight to pursue the ship. Grimmel delivers the captured dragons to the warlords, but he cunningly reveals his intention to keep Toothless for himself, denying the warlords the chance to possess him. The heroes launch a daring rescue mission, engaging in an epic battle against Grimmel's army. They cleverly maneuver the dragon trapper ships, causing the trappers to abandon their sinking vessels. In a face-off, Grimmel attempts to kill Hiccup, but Hiccup manages to free Toothless. Grimmel seizes the Light Fury and takes to the sky, with Hiccup and Toothless in hot pursuit. The Death Grippers surround Toothless, but he harnesses his lightning power, electrocuting them before vanishing. Toothless is freed, and Hiccup urges the Light Fury to save him. Hiccup, ready to sacrifice himself, and Grimmel plummet toward the sea. The Light Fury swoops in, catching Toothless, while Hiccup loosens his prosthetic foot, sending Grimmel to his watery demise. The Light Fury safely catches Hiccup. The Burkians celebrate their hard-fought victory, but Hiccup and Toothless come to the realization that dragons will never be safe in the human world, at least for the time being. With heavy hearts, they bid farewell to their beloved dragons, setting them free to live in the hidden world. The Light Fury leads the dragons away, and Toothless follows them. A decade passes, and Hiccup and Astrid marry, assuming the roles of chief and chiefess. They have a son and a daughter together. In a boat, they venture toward the hidden world, where they discover Toothless and the Light Fury peacefully perched on a rock, accompanied by their 3 little dragons. Toothless approaches the boat, seemingly not recognizing Hiccup at first. However, as Hiccup reaches out his hand as he did when they first met, Toothless pounces on him, relishing in their reunion after possibly a decade apart. Astrid brings their children over to meet Toothless, and the family takes flight together on Toothless, Stormfly, and the Light Fury, embracing their unity as a family. And that is a wrap. Don't forget to subscribe for more recaps.